When a woman is thinking about you, her body language usually reveals far more than her words ever will. There are small, quiet, and mostly unconscious signals that act like hidden codes, silent messages that give you direct access to her attraction and her true emotional state. Most men completely miss these signs, and because of that, they lose opportunities to build stronger, deeper connections. But once you learn how to notice and understand them, everything changes. You begin to uncover her unspoken desires, and you gain the ability to move the connection to a more intimate level without forcing anything. Today, I'm going to share 9 powerful signs that show she is fantasizing about you and thinking about you far more than you realize. These are not guesses. They are real psychological responses that indicate she is not just mildly interested. She is already placing you inside her personal world. Stay with me until the very end, because sign number 9 is the one women struggle the most to control, and it reveals exactly what she feels deep inside. Sign number 1, she becomes restless when you're around. Restlessness is one of the strongest indicators of emotional tension and excitement. It usually appears when someone feels nervous, stimulated, or emotionally charged in the presence of someone they are attracted to. If she suddenly becomes more fidgety when you're near, adjusting her bracelet, playing with her rings, fixing her watch, smoothing her clothes, or lightly tapping her foot, it's not random. Her body is trying to regulate the emotional energy she feels around you. You might notice her twisting a pen while she talks, shifting her weight from one leg to the other, biting her nails, or repeatedly adjusting her posture when you're close. On the surface, these actions seem meaningless, but underneath, they signal heightened awareness and attraction. Here's an important detail most men overlook. Pay attention to what happens when you step away. If the fidgeting suddenly stops once you're gone, that's a strong indication that you were the source of her nervous excitement. Sign number 2, she plays with her hair. Hair is one of the most powerful and instinctive tools women use to signal attraction, often without even realizing it. If she twirls a strand around her finger, runs her hand through it, brushes it behind her ear, or flips it over her shoulder while talking to you, she's not just fixing her appearance. She's subtly drawing attention to herself. On a deeper level, this behavior is automatic. Without conscious thought, she's enhancing her appearance to look more appealing to you. At the same time, playing with her hair can also be a way to release nervous tension. If she feels slightly self-conscious around you, her hands naturally move there as a form of emotional regulation. Timing matters. Here, if she starts touching or adjusting her hair right after making eye contact with you or while you're speaking, it's rarely a coincidence. It's her silent way of saying that she's aware of you and that your perception of her matters. But hair and fidgeting are only the surface. The real story is often revealed through her eyes because her gaze can expose emotions she's trying to hide. Sign number 3, her eyes linger on you. People often say that the eyes never lie. And when it comes to attraction, that's absolutely true. When a woman feels drawn to you, her eyes are usually the first thing to give her away. She may hold eye contact a little longer than what feels normal. She might steal quick glances when she thinks you're not looking, then look away shilly, only to look back again moments later. There is real science behind this. When someone feels emotionally stimulated, curious, or deeply engaged, the pupils naturally dilate. This happens without conscious control. If her eyes seem brighter, more focused, or locked onto yours, it's a sign that she's mentally and emotionally tuned into you. Pay close attention during conversation. If her gaze drifts from your eyes down to your lips and then back up again, that is a subconscious signal of imagined closeness. Even if she would never say it out loud, her mind is briefly picturing something more intimate. Sign number 4, she leans closer to you. Physical distance communicates more than most people realize. We don't step into someone's personal space unless we feel comfortable, curious, or genuinely interested. When a woman is attracted to you, she will often look for subtle ways to reduce the distance between you. She may lean in while you're talking, stand closer than necessary, or lightly brush against you as she moves past. These moments are rarely accidental. Her body is naturally pulling her toward you. Even small choices matter. If she sits next to you when other seats are available or turns her chair directly toward you instead of at an angle, it shows that she wants to be near you. And this closeness isn't only physical. When she consistently leans in, she's also expressing a desire for emotional closeness, connection, and presence. Sign number 5, she mirrors your movements. This is one of the most fascinating psychological signs of attraction. Mirroring happens when someone unconsciously copies another person's posture, gestures, movements, or even their tone of voice. It's a natural human behavior used to build connection and trust. If you cross your arms or legs and she does the same shortly after, that's mirroring. If you lean forward and she follows, that's alignment. If you speak with energy and enthusiasm and she matches it, that's emotional mirroring. It often goes beyond body language. She may begin to mirror your mood as well. If you become more serious, her tone might soften. If you get excited, she may reflect that excitement back to you. This happens because when someone is emotionally invested, their subconscious wants to stay in sync with the person they're drawn to. If she mirrors you, it means she's tuned into you on a deeper level. This is where many men make a mistake. They focus only on facial expressions and miss the more revealing details. In reality, some of the most honest signals are not found in her face at all, but lower down where control is weakest. Sign number 6, her feet point toward you. Most people never think to look down, but feet are one of the most honest indicators of interest. Facial expressions can be controlled, words can be chosen carefully. Feet, however, usually reveal true attention without awareness. If her feet are angled toward you during a conversation, even while she's speaking to other people, it shows where her focus really is. This becomes even more obvious in group situations. She may be laughing, listening, or talking with friends. But if her feet remain directed toward you, her subconscious has already made its choice. On the other hand, feet pointing away toward an exit or another person often signal distraction or a lack of interest. Feet rarely lie. Sign number 8, she blushes around you. Blushing is one of the purest and most honest signs of attraction. It's not something she can fake or easily control. When a woman feels nervous, excited, or emotionally stimulated by someone, blood rushes to her face and her cheeks become warm and flushed. If you notice her blushing when you enter the room, when you compliment her, or when you move a little closer, it's not random. Her body is exposing emotions she may be trying to keep hidden. That's what makes blushing so powerful. It bypasses logic and goes straight to the truth. If she blushes around you, it's because her feelings are rising to the surface, whether she wants them to or not. And now we reach the final sign, the one most women struggle to control. Sign number 9, her attention shifts to her lips. This sign is subtle, but extremely revealing. When a woman feels strongly drawn to you, her lips often become a focal point in her body language. You may notice her gently biting her lower lip, lightly licking her lips, pressing them together, or briefly touching them while listening to you speak. These movements are not planned. They happen automatically without conscious thought. They are powerful indicators of physical attraction and imagination. Her body is quietly drawing attention to her mouth, inviting your awareness without using words, even while the conversation remains casual. Here's the detail most men miss. If her eyes briefly move from your eyes down to your lips and then back again, especially while she's touching her own lips, it's a strong signal that her thoughts are drifting beyond the conversation. In that moment, she's not just listening to you, she's imagining you. She's mentally placing you into a more intimate space between her eyes and her lips while you're speaking. This is one of the clearest subconscious signs that she is fantasizing about you. It happens when her attention momentarily slips without her realizing it. Her eyes move back and forth as if she's caught between hearing your words and imagining something more personal. This reaction is automatic. It's driven by inner thoughts, not by strategy or intention. When a woman is fantasizing about you and thinking about you, often her body language reveals it through clear and consistent signals. She becomes restless around you. She plays with her hair. Her eyes linger longer than normal. She leans in closer. She mirrors your movements. Her feet point toward you. She touches her neck or collarbone. She blushes in your presence and her attention drifts to your lips while you speak. Each sign on its own may seem small, but when several of them appear together, they tell a very clear story. Words can be chosen carefully. Sometimes they can even lie. Body language is different. It's honest because it comes from the subconscious. When you learn to notice these subtle signals, you stop guessing. You stop doubting yourself. You begin to understand what's really happening beneath the surface, and you learn how to respond calmly and confidently without overthinking or missing the moment.